This guided tutorial walks you through solving a quadratic equation using the square root method. I am using page 479 of your e-text if you would like to open that. I'm also looking at the problem solve x minus 13 squared equals 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my graphing calculator and click the y equals button, and I'm going to type in x minus 13. Now I see that I have x minus 13 squared equals 2. And so I am going to take the square root of both sides of that. That's what the square root method indicates that I do. And if I take the square root of x minus 13 squared, I get x minus 13. But on the right-hand side, I get the square root of 2, but I get both the positive and the negative square root of 2, which means I actually have two solutions. I am going to add 13 to both sides, and I'm going to get x equals either the square root of 2 plus 13, or I'm going to get the same thing, only I'll have a negative square root of 2, and so I'll have x equals the negative square root of 2 plus 13. Those are my two solutions using the square root method. How will I use a graphing calculator to verify this work? I'm going to use my table to look at what happens if I put these two x values in for x. I need to make sure that I actually get an output of 2. So let's hit second table, and I notice that it's putting a lot of values in. For instance, if it puts 1 in, you get 1 minus 13, which is negative 12 squared, and that's how they get the 144. But I'm interested in putting in these two values, and in order to do that, I'm going to go to second, and this window button will be my table set, and I need to be able to put in my own x value. So instead of automatically putting them in that the calculator will, I will move this over to ask. And so I toggled down using my down arrow key and then my right arrow key, and I hit enter, and now ask is the selected choice. What happens then when I go back to second graph in order to open up my table is I'm now allowed to type in a specific x value. So I want to try the square root of 2 plus 13. Enter, and I do get a y value of 2. So that is a solution. And I also want to try the negative. Oops, negative. I better use this button right here. Square root of 2 plus 13. Enter, and I get 2. So I have verified both of my solutions using the graphing calculator.